not, I would suggest 10 minutes for the presentation.
Chris, how long do you imagine that this presentation should take?
Vote to add a time limit of 10 minutes for the presentation, not the debate, but for the presentation.
Object.
20? What do you need?
Let's say just 20 for starters. I mean, it might not go that long, hopefully.
Okay, that's fine. I'll limit it to 20 minutes then?
Okay, there's a motion to limit the presentation to 20 minutes.
Second.
In a second. Are there any objections? Okay, the limit will be 20 minutes. John, I saw your hand up.
No.
Okay. Then, Chris, as the chair of the Media Review Board, you may make your presentation.
Everybody, I'm Cruz. I'm the AVP of Student Advocacy, and I'm the chair. Hi, I'm Cruz. I'm the AVP of Student Advocacy, and I'm the chair of the Media Review Funding Committee. So we discussed a lot over that day's period. A lot of debating, arguing, but we came out with about 3 options for this council to decide on, and from there, you could convene back to the committee and you could just really flesh it all out. But we think it would be fair for everybody just to hear 3 options, because it's a big decision for just 13 people to vote on that really should involve the whole community, the whole council. So the 3 options is the government sponsored speech model, the opt-out system, and the current system that we use with certain improvements. For this presentation to go, we're just going to have 1 rep represent each of the options, and you're going to hear from them. So first would be VP of Finance, Peter.
I'm looking at the slideshow I made for you. I'll be right there. 1 minute.
Okay. So you have the slideshow.
Go to the next one.
Okay, so we'll just do the opt-out option, and Senator Adam Powers.
I think the last one.
Huh? Okay. So we will then go to option C, which is the current model with certain improvements, which would be John Condello and Ryan. John, yeah.
Wait, what's going on? Sorry.
Talk about your option.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression we were going last, and I'm not sure no one was presenting. So yesterday I agreed with the top that he was going first to talk about the government speech model. I'm sorry.
That's Peter's PowerPoint, but he's going for it.
Okay. Should I speak on it? Should Carol speak on it?
I'm prepared, but I'm on the compromise model, so sometimes it's more effective if people heard both sides first before they heard it.
John.
Point of inquiry, how many minutes are left in the special presentation by the committee?
18.
And counting.
Okay, hey everybody. Been a fun night so far. I'm glad we're all here to talk about this stuff. Okay, so I'll be talking about the why we should keep the current model with just a few improvements that all the editors that were present agreed upon. This has become this false dichotomy of are you for the koala, or if you're for the koala, then you're against groups that were hurt by them. And that's not true, because nobody besides the koala in the media organizations that were represented by the community was for anything they said. What they were for was a completely content-neutral basis of funding. What it's often Peter will be arguing for later is instituting a discretionary funding model. I view that as very dangerous because it is a highly abusable system. What we have right now, and what I actually want to extend so that it's even easier to get access to media funds, is a completely content-neutral funding model. None of the media organizations saw any reason to change it, and I still don't. You want to chime in for a second?
Sure.
Get my thoughts together. I thought I was going to.
I think everyone on the committee agreed there are necessary changes for the media guidelines, and that's what this option entails. Some of those changes include getting money quicker to publish on a rolling deadline instead of a quarterly allocation. It's very hard to want to speak right away and then have to wait a whole quarter to be able to get the money. Actually, even longer, because you have to be a registered student organization to get the money. So if you really want to speak on an issue right now, you're going to have to wait. And that process is not something that the committee liked. I think it's important that we change that. As we all heard it, the best way to fight speech is with speech. It's not to silence people. So that's what this option entails: easier access to money. There's other things, including the reimbursement request form, making that easier to get on TriteLink, for example, instead of having to dive through AS website pages that are hard to find, hard to maneuver across. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Just on the reimbursement request form, so far we've been, as everybody knows already, you don't get the money back from the organization itself. You get the money back from the AS general funding pool. What is supposedly working on being fixed is that you can get the money back from an organization. I'm under the impression that you can't do that legally. Yeah, so that's a condition we're working under. However, it requires someone to challenge that in a court of law, and we're not sure anybody will challenge that. What you can do, I'm going to tell you, is that, and it was said before, is that you can get your money back from all media organizations. If you still want to go to SunGov, you still want to do all that stuff. Just submit it. You'll get back, I don't know, $2 and some change back, but you won't be supporting any media on campus. Remember, that is, your right as a student to make. Yeah, go ahead. You want to
Sure. There were some other options discussed. There was one option that was not very favorable, and that was getting money allocated based on circulation. That was not popular amongst the media orgs nor the AS representatives. There's also an idea, well, this was honestly like the first time, this is from the editors of the media orgs themselves, really like the first time they've all gotten together to talk about what they do, and it was a very, it worked, it was productive. They bounced ideas off each other like never before. So there was talk about having an editors meeting, maybe required as a part of the funding, or maybe not. The idea with this model is to legislate as little as possible, get rid of the bureaucracy idea, and allow for like true free speech. But this model does understand and takes into account the idea that you can get your money back. And John and I both encourage, I don't want to speak for you, but I highly encourage that. I think they're your dollars to spend, and you should spend them where you see fit. We should also do so within the laws. So we're not going to advocate for something that's not legal. So that's option C. I guess we're going to take a question at the end probably, but I guess Peter's going to do option A now.
Yeah, I'm going to say one more thing. For all the pain that the ability to speak freely has caused recently on our campus, look at what it's done. It has finally mobilized UCSD in a concerted fashion, and that's the true value of the First Amendment. Tonight was brought up that the 14th Amendment somehow is in conflict with the First. No, they're not. They back each other up. That's why they're both amendments to the Constitution. If you cannot speak freely, if you cannot have a complete ability to dialogue, then nobody is equally protected under the law. It's either all or nothing, and there's pain that goes with that. But we should keep funding because of you need to keep content neutral. If you don't have a content neutral, non-discretionary funding model, then people do get screwed. And right now, yeah, it's the koala, and everybody on campus can say, yeah, those guys are jerks. But hey, someone else in the future will get screwed over, and it will not be them. It'll be a group that actually, was working to make a different kind of change in our university.
Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Peter Benish. I'm the Vice President of Finance for the Associated Students. I was on the committee that reviewed several different proposals, and the one that I favored the most, it was not the favorite in the committee, but it's the one that I favored the most, is what's being titled government speech. Just to give you a brief breakdown of what that means. What does that mean, government speech? Well, essentially, the way we set up our system for media funding right now does create a positive obligation for the funding to be distributed in a completely viewpoint neutral manner.